So Jordan Brand, they're having a great year, celebrating the 40th anniversary. So many great sneakers which have already released, so many great pairs on the way. So what I wanted to do today is put together a list of the top 15 best upcoming Jordan releases. And when I say upcoming, I'm talking about shoes which have not officially dropped just yet. So excluded from today's list, that's going to include sneakers which have already released, such as the Jordan 1 High 85 Bread. You got the Black Cat 3s, Black Metallic 5s, Flu Game 12s. We're throwing in them Union 1s, as well as even the Nigel 4s, which are getting ready to drop coming up soon. But by the time you guys are watching this, them joints probably already dropped. So by excluding all of them shoes from the list, it just makes my life a little bit easier when trying to compile this list, because taking a look at all of the upcoming releases, like there was just so many great sneakers. I had a tough time actually coming up here with this list. So if you guys disagree with any of my picks, you guys already know what to do. Let me know here in the comment section down below. So I guess without further ado, let's jump right into it. So coming in at number 15, we got the Jordan 11 Gamma Blue to kick things off. Now, as far as this one right here, these are definitely going to get plus points due to the fact that they're the annual holiday Jordan 11 release. You see, throughout the years, this kind of became a tradition to just go ahead and buy whatever annual Jordan 11 they're dropping for the Christmas season. So they get plus points for that. On top of that, these joints do have nostalgia attached to them, you know, due to the fact that these did actually drop, like, I guess 10 plus years ago. So this will be a re-release. Outside of those two factors, though, I really don't see too much appeal in this, and I feel like nowadays the Jordan 11 just doesn't hold as much weight currently as it once did. Now, coming in at number 14 here, we got the Jordan 8 Aqua. Now, you may be surprised to actually see these so low here on the list, but it's also just a testimony to how many great retro releases or Jordan releases we have here slated to drop in 2025. So as far as this one, when I was first getting money, when they retro these in like 2007, this is one of those retro releases which for the first time I was hearing people throw out that term grail. So for me, these have always been highly regarded. If you guys weren't checking for these, I think you may actually be surprised to see how much demand there is for this Jordan OG release. So they got the OG factor going for them, great color, and due to the fact they're a primary all black Jordan 8, I think these ones will definitely have a high demand. Now, coming in here next at number 13, we got the Jordan 4 Rare Air, which this one was, I believe, originally slated to drop coming up here in the springtime, but was now a little bit pushed back to the summer. So I feel like that's gonna make people want these a little bit more. I think people are intrigued by the Rare Air series, which they got a pair of Jordan 1 Rare Airs, some 3s, some 11s, but out of that entire series, I think these 4s are the one that people are gonna be checking for the most, which are supposed to be dropping coming up here late summer. Now, coming in next at number 12, of course, perfectly, this one wasn't intentional, but we got the Jordan 12 Taxi. Now, when it comes to this release right here, this is the one that kicked off the Jordan 12, a model which I feel like Jordan Brand doesn't really overdo too much. It's definitely held in high regard, and this is the first OG colorway to set it off. So we haven't seen this one drop in a minute. They dropped different little variations, slight tweaks to this one, like Red Taxi, some stuff like that. But as far as dropping them in true OG form, I think the last time we saw these drop was like, what, 10 plus years ago. So definitely long overdue. I think a lot of people are going to be checking for these ones. Now, coming in here at number 11, we got the Jordan 1 UNC Reimagined. Now, I had a difficult time actually, you know, determining where I want to put this one here on the list. As far as this one, you got the good old-fashioned reimagined treatment. They went ahead and decided to go with like the aged vintage type of look. You could almost kind of compare these to somewhat like the lost and founds. You know, over the years, Jordan 1s have kind of like lost the appeal. You may think that Jordan Brand kind of overdid it, but it kind of seems like when they put out a good OG Jordan classic done the right way, people seem to gravitate towards them. So I definitely see a lot of hype and anticipation for this one. Now, next up, we got the Jordan 4 SB Navy. Now with this one, this is the follow-up to the Pine Green, a model which for the first time we saw Jordan Brand collaborating with Nike SB, and that was a release which right out the gate people were definitely, you know, excited for, gravitated towards. Many people called that shoe sneaker of the year when it dropped a couple of years ago. And as far as the follow-up, I mean, I see people still giving these the same praise that we saw the Pine Greens getting. So these are definitely one that a lot of people are going to be checking for, coming out here soon. Supposed to be hitting skate shops and boutiques, and then we're supposed to see a sneakers app drop here coming up, I guess like early April, something like that. So this is definitely one that a lot of people are going to be checking for. Plus, people just seem to really love Jordan 4s nowadays. Now, next up, speaking of Jordan 4s, I had a tough time trying to figure out again where to put this one here on the list, because we got the Black Cat 4s. Now, this is the third time I think we're officially going to see Jordan Brand releasing this sneaker, which this is just kind of one of those ones which when they originally dropped, it was just a cool, like, you know, another version of the Jordan 4, just a black Jordan 4. But when we saw these sneakers re-released in 2020, this is one that they kind of just dropped, and then for some reason they just like skyrocketed in resale value. So it kind of just shows you the true demand and how resale and everything is priced based off of the demand and everything like that. So just based off the fact that these kind of have gone down as almost like a cult like classic, you got the Black Cat MJ nickname, I definitely expect this one to go crazy. They're dropping on Black Friday, plus they're including Nike Air on the back, just making these a little bit more crazier. So Black Cat 4 is definitely gonna be a good one. Now, next up, this one was probably the toughest one I had finding a spot here on the list, just due to the fact that, like I mentioned, Jordan 1s, they've kind of lost their appeal over the years. But with this one, they got a crazy backstory, just how the whole colorway comes together with the shattered backboard theme. And on top of that, this is one of those Jordan 1s when it originally released back in 2015. This is one of those ones that kind of like, I would say, kicked off that current era of Jordan 1 craze from like 2015 all the way to 2020. So again, this is one that's kind of gone down with almost like a cult-like status. So it'll be interesting to see how people respond to this one. Again, I kind of had a tough time, you know, determining where to put this one on the list. Maybe this one should have been a little bit lower. I'm not really sure, but that's where we got these ones coming. Shattered Backboard, another exciting release slated to drop here in 2025. Now, next up, we got a collab coming to the table, which I feel like due to the fact it's a collab, it's already going to get some plus points. I think people are very intrigued to see what Infinite Archives will be bringing to the table for their very first Jordan Brand collaboration. And while this color exactly is not confirmed 100%, apparently they do have 2 Jordan 17s dropping, so we'll have to wait on it. But if this collaboration does look anything like what we see here, you guys already know people have been starving for these Jordan 17 colorways. We've been seeing Jordan Brand bring them back in limited capacity. This one's got a cool connection to those original Mike Bibby PEs and everything like that. So again, I feel like this is one that people are going to be going nuts for. Although I do feel like it will be a very limited drop, I still think this one's going to have a big impact here in the sneaker world. Now, next up, we got Nigel Sylvester, which I didn't include the bricks by bricks, but this year his name is ringing bells here in sneakers. While we haven't seen exactly what these, I believe, are going to 100% look like, these Jordan 1 low nitros, you already know Nigel. I feel like he's one of the biggest brand ambassadors currently for Jordan Brand. With the noise that these brick by bricks are bringing, I'm expecting the follow up here with these to go absolutely insane. So you can expect a whole bunch of noise when these are slated to drop coming up later this year. Now, next up here, we're getting into the top 5 right here. So coming in at number 5, we had to throw a good classic OG. We got the Jordan 4 white cement. Now, I may be a little bit off on this one due to the fact that as far as this one, like, we see Jordan Brand bring these out year after year. I don't know if we're gonna be having a case of maybe this will be like a super huge stock. Maybe Jordan Brand will just flood the market with this one right here, and people will just be like kind of fed up with just seeing this release so much. But who am I kidding, bro? These joints go crazy. You got the Nike Air on the back. As far as the shape on this one, I feel like this upcoming 2025 version, from just the little looks, the videos, the images, it feels like the shape is probably the best that we've seen since like them early 2000 retros. So I love what I'm seeing. This is one that's on my list of potential Jordans that I want to add to the collection. The OG done the right way, returning soon. And these are actually dropping here in May. So this is going to be a fun one to kind of kick off the summer. They've added some additional details which make these as most true apparently to the OG as possible. So you gotta love these ones, man. I'm just like actually drooling looking at these right here. So matter of fact, I'm saying I might add these. I definitely want to add these. So as far as the OG, you already know, coming in at number 5, we got the Jordan 4 white cement. Now as far as the top 4, this was really tough, but I definitely think we got the right top 4 right here. So coming in at number 4, we got another Jordan 4. Jordan 4s are having another huge year. This one, again, will fall into that category of cult classic, so you can throw this one up there with pairs like the Wu-Tang Dunks. You know, super rare Jordan releases, which I guess were never really supposed to release at full capacity. But, you know, last year we heard Jordan Brand was bringing out sneakers out the vault. This one will be included with the list. We got the Undefeated 4s. It almost doesn't even feel real that these are going to be dropping. Inspired by the M1 bomber jacket. These go absolutely crazy. The orange laces make these joints pop. I love these right here. This is a great one. Now, as far as the release, they're saying some are going to feature the Jumpman on the back, some Nike Air on the back. So we'll see exactly what the rollout entails for this one right here. But again, this is another drop people are going to go crazy for. So throw these in with the legacy pairs, Wu-Tang Dunks, Terror Squad Air Force Ones. These are definitely going to bring out the OGs and just collectors, resellers. You already know, just Jordan fanatics in general. Now, here coming in at number 3. This one may be controversial, but Nigel Sylvester once again making the list. If them Brick by Bricks was on here, I don't know where they would go, but they would definitely make the top 15. But as far as this one, apparently confirmed, fire red Jordan 4s, Nigel Sylvester. I don't know if we're going to see the Bike Air, Nike Air on the back. We're definitely going to see the little check mark, which seems to make everybody go crazy. The little Nike swoosh right there on the toe. But as far as Nigel, I feel like he's kind of taking the spotlight as one of Jordan Brand's biggest brand ambassadors, almost carrying the torch. Low key, kind of like the face of these hype Jordan releases, and all just from a little BMXer. Can y'all believe it? So we see Bike Airs going crazy. I feel like the Nitro ones are gonna go crazy. But as far as the most hype release, I'm stamping it. These fire reds, if these officially drop, I think these will be the ones. You got the Nigel hype combined with the fact that this is a classic, favorable OG Jordan 4 colorway. So I think people are gonna go absolutely insane for these. And if this is number 3, can you guys imagine what we got here coming in for the top 2? At number 2, Off-White Alaska. Now, it's not 1,000,000% confirmed yet, but I'm seeing a lot of publications reporting this release. Apparently, these are supposed to pay homage to that unreleased Off-White sample. Similar to the Europe exclusive one, Off-White was going crazy years ago. Now, these would have probably made number 1, but I think we do have a little question mark just surrounding the hype, how excited people are for Off-White releases. People kind of are trying to cap and act like people aren't going to be hyped for this one right here, but you already know, once we get some more details, once they confirm these are going to be dropping, people are going to eat them words. I feel like people are still going to absolutely go crazy for these, but we're not going to get too excited for these until we get 1,000,000% confirmation that these joints are going to be exactly dropping. So until then, these are going to remain at number 2. Nigel, he's having a great year. He didn't make the number 1 spot because there's still one more guy over at Jordan Brand. Coming in at number 1, we got a triple collaboration. We got the Jordan 1 Travis Scott fragment, which if y'all are sleeping on Travis Scott, he's been real quiet this year, letting Nigel do his thing. But let's not forget who's been holding down Jordan Brand over the last few years or so. As far as sneakers app entries, each year, you're generally going to see a Travis Scott Jordan 1 low topping the list. And as far as 2025, I'm expecting to see these fragments topping that list. These joints go crazy. They're simple, they're clean, they got the vintage look to them, and they got the Travis cosign, which is gonna bring all the hype beasts out. When it comes to a Travis Scott release, you guys already know it always brings attention. There's always gonna be hype. Now, some may not lack the same impact. Some may not have as big impact as, say, like the Travis Scott Jordan Retros. But this year, I mean, pretty much all we're seeing is Travis Scott dropping the Jumpman Jacks, the Zoom Field Jacks. We haven't seen any Travis Scott Jordan Retro, so I think people are going to be fiending for those. And when these actually drop coming up later this year, I think this is the one that's going to bring out the most excitement. This is the one that's going to top the list of the top 15 upcoming Jordan releases. So again, I had such a tough time, guys. There's so many great pairs, but I feel like these are the 15 which are going to have the most demand, the most hype surrounding them, and just the most noise, impact, people speaking on them. You guys know what I'm talking about. So if you disagree with any of my picks, let me know by commenting down below. If you enjoyed today's video, smash the like button. That's it, guys. I'll update this list for you guys. I guess later down the year, we'll probably see some more pairs pop up. We'll see some more official images, some more surprises. So for now, stay safe, stay blessed, and I'll check in with you guys next time. I'm J.A. I'm out. Love.